Hey, welcome to our channel Mathemagic, and thank you for being with us. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel clicking on the subscription button, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified every time we post an awesome new videos on maths. Thanks for watching.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Sayantan. Anything related mathematics? Let's math magic. Hope all of you are doing very well. Before starting the video, I'm gonna tell you a few important things that I hope that if you follow the video, all the doubts will be clear of this chapter. And as I have thought that I will divide this video into two parts, and today we'll discuss about the factorization of class 9 ICSE. In class 8 there was a chapter factorization, and this chapter will be having quite few same formulas from that previous chapter in class 8, that factorization. So after uploading this video, the second video will be consisting of that factorization of trinomials. So let's get started. Y cube plus 12x square y square. Yeah, I've not taught you yet anything, but you can solve it very easily because the same type of sum was in class 8. So first of all, you have to see the numbers, and from the numbers how much you can take common. Common means which is same in all of you. So when you will take common, you have to take something which all the parts are having. Like here I have 8 here in the first term, and in the second term I'm having 12. So in the first things, you can do one thing, you can do the HCF of the numbers to understand what you have to take common. So I'm showing the HCF thing for the first sum, and from the next onwards I'll be just taking common, and you'll be also habituated while you will solve the sums, and more you solve, more you learn easily. So first I'll be doing the HCF of 8 and 12. So 8 ones are 8, 4 remains, again 8 is coming, 4 twos are 8, so cancel. So now as you know that 4 is the HCF, so 4 will be outside. After taking common from the numerical portion, you have to see the variable parts. So from the variable parts I can see here 1x is there and here 2x. So as I have to take same thing from both, so from both I can take 1x. I'm not taking 2x because it is not capable of giving me 2x, so that's why I'm taking 1x from each of them. And here you can see there are 3y and here is 2y, so easily you can say that I will be taking y square because both are having y square. So after taking the common part, we have to start a bracket and we'll write the remaining portion. Now how to write the remaining portion? To write the remaining portion, you have to divide the common with the parts. Now basically you can do it in your mind, but still I'm showing you how to divide it. Like the first term was our 8xy cube, so I'll divide by what I have taken common already. So you cancel and check what you are getting. So I got 2y, so I'll be writing 2y in the portion of the first term. So for the next term I'll be doing the same thing, so I'm not dividing, just in the mind I'm doing the calculation, and you also try from the next sums, you will be also getting the answer very easily. So for this much, this 12x square y square divided by 4xy square. So if you see numerically, if you divide 12 by 4, you will get 3. Now x square divided by x will give you x, y square divided by y square will give you 1. So I'm not writing anything more. So this is only the answer. So now we proceed to the next parts. Now here you have to group the terms. Now here I want to make it's not always will happen that the first one and the second one is in one row and the third and fourth is in another row. So you have to see the whole expression properly to understand that which two are in one group and which two are in other group. It also can be happen that one single term in one group and other three are in another group, or it also can be happen like there are 6 total terms, whereas your first two are in one group, your second two means third and fourth are in one group, and the fifth and sixth are in another one group. So there can be 3 groups formed. So individually you have to go through the sum and you have to think that what is happening in the sum. So like here in this sum we have 4 terms, and I think the first two in one group and the third and fourth is in another one group. You also think separately and you do your sum and check the answer is coming properly or not. So for the first group, similarly we will take common, like as I have shown you just in the previous one, that from the numerical we will first take common. So from 5 and 10 I will take 5 common. 1 p is there, no p is there, 1 h is there, no h is there. So from the variable portion or from the alphabets nothing is common, so all terms will remain. Like as I have shown you, as we have to divide, and I'm doing it on my mind, you also try, like 5 ph divided by 5, so only ph will be left, and for this 2 qk. And for the second group I want to take 2 common from the numerical portions, and from the variable part as you can see that r is same in both of them, so I will be taking r outside, and here ph minus qk is left. So here you can see one more thing, that the sum doesn't here will be 1 2 because 4 divided by 2 is 2, so here is same. So again we can take common, so here ph minus 2 qk I'm taking common, so same as that we have to think that what is left now. So same thing we will do, that the division, like the first term divided by the common portion. So if we divide it, we'll be getting only 5 because this whole thing we have taken common, and plus sign whatever the sign is there, the sign will be remaining same, and here also this part is common, the circular part, so only 2 r will be left. So this is our answer. So that's the sum finishes over here. So one more sum I want to do from the grouping the terms from this section. Here the first two, if I take that this first two is one group, so I have to take something common if it is going, like no numericals are there, so from the numerical portion we can't take anything common, but from the variable part I can see that here a square is there and here one single a is there, so I will be taking one single a, and here one single b, but here 2 b are there. So as while we will take common, we will have to take the same things from both of them. So here I will be taking one single b. Now what is left then? A square b divided by ab, bb cancels, so one a will be left, and here one b will be left. So now from here I will be doing thoroughly. You just follow the steps and you will try on your own. You see the steps are matching from my steps or not. So from the third group, as both are having minus sign, so I will be taking minus sign common, and no numericals. So from variable part, one single b and one single c, so I think here a, and here plus one single b will be there left. And here I want to mention one more thing, just see this part very carefully. While we are taking anything, any term which is consisting one minus sign just before it, means the sign of the common part is minus then. So while we will be taking any term, so all the term, remaining term inside the brackets changes its sign. Like here see both were carrying a minus sign, but inside the term see both are now positive. So from the last group I want to take xy common, so that a plus b is only left. So similarly I want to show you now in this step a plus b, a plus b, a plus b, this part is common, so we will be taking a plus b outside, and we'll see that whatever the things left, like ab minus bc plus xy, so here it will be our answer. So like this is so easy. I think you can solve the remaining sums from the book, and for now I'm just following the ML Aggarwal book, and you can follow any of them if you want. Like if you want to follow Eschan or any other one, you can follow it. But for I am having this one, so I'm following this ML Aggarwal. So next one, for the next one, we have to use one formula that already we have learned in class 8. That formula is a square minus b square, which is equals to a plus b, a minus b. This identity we have already learned in class 8, so that I think this is not new for you. So let's start this one also, this exercise. And from this exercise I want to choose a very easier one first, then slowly I will be progressing on the harder problems. So the first one is there. I want to choose that a simple one, that is 150 minus 6a square. So here also same thing we will do, as it is not still in this form. This form says as this is something square minus something square. So as we know that 150 is not the perfect square, and 6a square is also not a perfect square. So that we have to first see in the first step that anything we can take common or not. So we can take here 6 common, so that 625 is 150, and here only a square is left. And now inside the bracket what are left now, in that place I can write 5 square, because 25 means 5 square and a square is already there. So I'll write just in this way. And in the next, you can easily see now this line in this step, it is already, the pattern came in this identity. So according to this identity, now we will use that a plus b, a minus b. Like now the sum finishes. So this is the answer. So this was the easier one. Now let's straight away go to the little bit harder one. Like I want to solve this one. The last one was number 4. So number 5, like 9x to the power 4 minus x square minus 12x minus 36. Here also one more identity I want to remind you that we have learned was a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square, and another one was a square a minus b whole square, that was a square minus 2ab plus b square. So that formula you can't see right now, but it will be applicable over here. Like here, if I distribute this, means I will group this, as I was saying you that if there are 4 terms, it doesn't mean that the first one and the second one in one group and the last 2 are in another one group. Here is the case that the first single term will be in one group and the last 3 are in the another one second group. So for the first term, I hope that you have understood how I have written that. And for the second term, as I have told you that the formula I want to use, that here is a plus b whole square formula was a square plus 2ab plus b square. That identity was there, and this pattern is same here. If you are not able to understand, I am just separating it. How to understand, how to separate it, you have already learned in class 8. Still, if you have forgot, I am just repeating it once. 36 means 6 square. So according to that, this pattern, a square and b square we got. So what is our a? What is inside the square? So our a is x, and what is the b? The b is 6. So here for the middle term, that is carrying 2 into a means here are x, and into b means here are 6. Now let's check back the middle term, that 2 into 6 is 12x. So it's total matched with the middle term. So now as the first term was 3x square whole square, it will be kept like that, and for this term it's totally matched with that pattern, which is giving us the formula of a plus b whole square. So here our a is x plus b is 6 whole square. Now can you remind that the formula just in the last page we have learned that a square minus b square is one time plus and one time minus, and in product between them. So here this is our a means always inside the square, and here is our b. So a plus b. Now a minus b. Now maybe some student will be questioning that why I've used again a bracket over here. Remember one thing, if there are two terms before minus, you use a bracket, because the minus sign will change the entire sign all the terms which are inside the bracket. Like here you see, this will be the correct one, but most of the student have a habit of doing this type of steps. See, I'm doing the wrong steps over here. Like our a was 3x square, so a plus b, and same like a minus b, like this. But you see, in the actual answer, this is the actual answer. In the actual answer, there was minus 6, but you got here plus 6. So this is actually wrong. So I'll recommend you always you use a bracket if there are two terms in the part B. In the part B, if there is two terms, please use the bracket to get the right answer. Like this one is there, x square plus 1 by x square minus 11. So in this part also, this type of another one identity, what I was telling you, that a minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. This formula we have to use over here. Like this is our x, and like that we can write, and here is our a square, this is a b square. So what is our a is x, and what is the b is 1 by x. So according to this one, like I want to arrange the middle term. The middle term is missing, so x whole square, then minus 2 into a into our b square is this one, so our b is 1 by x. So if you see, this term was not there, so what you have taken extra, this x will cancel, so there is a extra minus 2. So I have to write a plus 2 to cancel that minus 2, and there was one minus 11, so that I've written. So from these three terms, this is exactly matching with that pattern. So this pattern says us this is the formula of a minus b whole square, and these two calculates and gives me minus 9. So what I can do, 9's place I can write 3 squared. So again it came in that pattern, a square minus b square formula, where our a is x minus 1 by x and our b is 3. So a plus b, a minus b. So here you no need to use the bracket, because here in the b term there is consisting only one single term. So this was a class. I hope that you have already understood. One more form is there, a cube minus b cube, that of the factorization formula, that I'll be discussing on the next class with the factorization of trinomials. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, keep in touch. So that's it for now, and see you soon in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.